They laughed when they saw him sleeping outside the company gate. Day 1, they ignored him. Day 2, security officers chased him away. But by day 3, Daniel was not lazy. He had applied for over 27 jobs in Lagos. But every single interview ended the same way. "We'll get back to you," and they never did. Still, Daniel refused to give up. One morning, he saw an opening at one of the biggest tech companies in the city, a company where thousands dreamed of working. And for the first time in months, he felt hope again. Daniel borrowed transport money from his neighbor and arrived at the interview wearing his only clean shirt. The interview lasted just 12 minutes, but Daniel gave everything. He answered every question carefully. And before leaving, he looked at the manager and said, "Sir, I may not have experience yet, but I promise nobody will work harder than me." The manager stayed silent. Then Daniel walked away. 3 days later, the email arrived. "Unfortunately, you were not selected." Daniel stared at the message for a long time. He had no money left, no family support, no connections, and no idea what to do next. But that night, he made a strange decision. Instead of going home, Daniel stayed outside the company building. He sat quietly near the gate. Employees entering the next morning looked at him with pity. Some laughed, others ignored him completely. A security guard walked over angrily. "You can't sleep here." But Daniel calmly replied, "I'm not causing trouble, sir. I just need one opportunity." On the second night, it started raining heavily. Daniel was soaked, cold, hungry, but he still refused to leave. One female staff member secretly bought him food. She looked at him and asked, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" Daniel smiled weakly, "Because if I give up now, nobody will ever remember I existed." By the third day, everybody in the office knew about him. The stubborn young man outside the gates mocked him. Others secretly admired him. Then suddenly, a black luxury car pulled into the company compound, and everything changed. The company's CEO rarely visited the branch. But that morning, he stepped out of the car and immediately noticed Daniel. "Who is that young man?" The workers explained everything. How he had stayed outside for 3 nights. How security kept chasing him away, and how he still refused to leave. The CEO remained silent for a moment. Then he walked directly toward Daniel. "Young man, why are you here?" Daniel slowly stood up. "Sir, I know I failed the interview, but if people can sleep outside embassies for a better future, then I can sleep outside this company for my dream." The employees went completely silent. The CEO stared at him carefully, and then he smiled. The CEO revealed something shocking. The interview was actually a test. Not for intelligence, but for character. He explained that many applicants had better qualifications than Daniel, but none showed persistence, none showed hunger, and none showed courage. Then the CEO said words Daniel would never forget. "Skills can be taught, but determination cannot." The CEO reached into his briefcase and handed Daniel an envelope. Daniel opened it slowly. His hands were shaking. It was an employment letter, right there outside the company gate. Daniel broke down in tears. After months of rejection, his life finally changed. 1 year later, Daniel became one of the company's best workers. His story inspired thousands online, and every time new employees complained, the CEO would point outside the building and say, "Success begins with persistence." Sometimes, the difference between success and failure is simply refusing to leave, because the world may ignore you today, but one day they will remember your name.